Welcome back to the channel. We're going to continue with a new cockpit design using the stock standard pieces, all of the stock lights, and adding fibers to the parts, where if you just want to go ahead and modify your Millennium Falcon using what was sent with the DeAgostini and fan home, you'll be able to without buying any extra parts. So I'm going to show you that using fiber optics. It's different than the video I did in the other one with the Falcon, because the cockpit that was using a Paragraphics 3D Falcon with the back, and on the top I put my own custom LEDs that were flashing. That's one design. This is the standard stock, the standard cockpit design, and then we're going to follow this up with a whole nother video with 3D Falcon modified version 2 of the cockpit. And that's the one that I'm going to go with for my build. And I'm going to explain why when I build it. Okay? So, what the customer wants it for. That's for sure. Well, without further ado, let's get busy on this journey. It's going to be a long one.
Oh, thank goodness we're coming out of the asteroid field.
Let's get out of here. Ready for light speed? 1, 2, 3.
It's not fair.
Transfer circuits aren't working. It's not my fault.
Got the cutting at the same length. We'll insert them into the piece. This is a very important piece. Links, you get this. This is a 3mm. All the contribution. Then and you make sure that it goes sync, and it's come out to the end of that, and I'm having a seam fuse. These are the same fuse that you would sweat wires with. These are specially designed for fiber optics. Now we're going to get our bulge. Knocking my figures over. This is how it's coming up. And size and one can take too. So it could be. I'm gonna look at this and enough. Let me get it right. Oh, shit. Okay, now this is an alternate design, as I said in the intro, that you can use with the Falcon, and it's pretty much using all of the standard pieces with the build. So other than we have fiber optics. Now what you're going to have to do is you're going to make sure, and I'll leave a link where you can get this stuff, and you're going to be careful with these drills, but I'm going to make sure you get this drill off of Amazon. It's a high-speed drill. It comes with these special high-speed drill bits, even though that they can be a pain in the butt to work with, but they do the job. And all the fiber that I'm using mainly is the 0.75. I basically drilled the holes. I went ahead and painted them with the Tamiya clear paints, just because when you're looking at it inside the model, when it's off, I wanted to give it some color. The fiber that now, this right here is a blue flashing light that I got from Evan's Design, and it's gonna flash blue. Turn everything on in a minute. Then you run your fibers. The fiber that some tough. I got some black duct tape. You're definitely gonna want to use that to keep the fibers tight and tidy in here, because once when you put it in the model, you know there's only one way you're gonna have to fix it. If something comes wrong, you have to take it out, and I don't like to do that too often. The fiber that have to modify the piece that comes with the. I have the 3D Falcon still on the back. I got to take that off and I'll put the regular light in the back so y'all can see it just with all this. I just love this 3D Falcon though. Backlit. It is, you can just buy this piece, just this piece, and I'll leave a link. You can buy this piece by itself and it just goes into the standard stock model, or you can light it up with the white lights that come in the back. It's using the same sticker. Yes, I did keep my paragraphic because I want my little red light in the door, so I kept my paragraphic store. But if you don't have that, you can drill a hole in the back of the door and you can have your red light blink there too. It's your model, but that's in the back. But you are going to have, either way, you have to modify this piece. What I mean by that is you got to cut a hole because when you put it in, the fibers all have to run through it. And this won't be seen in the model, so it really doesn't matter there. The fiber that then we get with the wiring. Now, I'm doing this as a standard piece in case, and you just want to stay with the standard board. You can tie this into the wires in the Falcon. Pretty much, if you got your white light in the back, you can go ahead and just tie this light into the cockpit wire that runs to the main Falcon circuit board, and it'll light it up. Now this particular light comes from Evans Design, and I'll leave a link for that too. It caught in my glasses again. The fiber that pulling it out. The fiber that this light is, this is my testing because we don't want to blow anything up just yet. Now, the fiber that, and this is a changing. You see how it's a changing bulb. So I really like that because it's going to give. When you put that into the fiber in, now you can see the fiber that. Well, I have the lights on, but the fiber that just out of the way. The fiber that still going through. The fiber that going through on the side, and it really should. I can't understand why. The fiber that troubleshoot some things. The fiber that if the fiber that or wires. The fiber that these are all the fibers. The fiber that okay. So that lit up there. See them all lit up on the side. I just did these three in each of the spots there. They're lit up here. Some reason when I go to put them in, and they're all even, so everything's really should be lighting up. The fiber that's not overpowering the bulb. What's wrong with you? The fiber that you want to be stubborn. There we go. Yeah, get that in. Let me make sure all the fibers are like touching. The fibers are not not a big fan of fooling around with them, but they get the job done. Sometimes it just takes that and takes a little working. There we go. Turn off the lights so you can see. Yes, I'll move to the side camera. That will be a little bit easier there. Go ahead, switch to the side camera. The fiber that see, see how it looks there. And you see how they all did different changing, and the fiber that kind of gives it, following the fiber that there. Still got that overhead on it. Oh, I tell you, I'm going to be told in the dark when I trip over something. I can see that. the fiber that, the fiber that, the fiber that,
Okay.
the fiber that, the fiber that. Oh, I gotta keep a little light on. The fiber that, I'm gonna fall. My doctor would have a fit if I fall again. Okay. The fiber that, so that's how they can lighten up inside. It doesn't overpower the model like the first version I had where it was just like almost a Christmas tree. But that's for those that really want to, you know, the fiber that is the problem. Now, if you wanted to just put a white light in here and just let them be lit up like that, that's perfectly fine too. The fiber then it will follow the colors that you put in here. So, the fiber that's the cockpit. The fiber that, do a full, oh yeah, you want to see that blue light flashing. I don't blame you. See how one of those fibers snuck out of there? You know, watch these things like a hawk. The fiber that fly out. Oh, they just, the fiber that, that's what happened in the hold. Now look at my hold video. Use fibers too. We're going to revisiting the hold. I got some new parts in from Gus at 3D Falcon. We're going to be putting into them all. They're amazing. The fiber that Gus does a great job over there. 3D Falcon with all of his designs. And I thank Gus. You know, it's a business, but it's just like Mike Lane's, you know, with the Batmobile and all the mods that he does. You know, Gus does the 3D Falcon and Paul does the paragraphics, and without that, you know, it really enhances the model. And they are expensive, but the work that goes into designing these boards and the electronics is electronic genius. No way. No way. Yeah, Nola could do that. Okay. That's what I was talking to you about this one here. See that blue light flashing right there? It's right there in the cockpit. And that's just going to look so cool inside of the cockpit. The fiber that when we put it in there, you're going to have to, you know, put some black tape here, that, because it's, the fibers do tend to, the fiber that up the model. Oh, one important thing I want to make sure, you have to take a heat gun to bend these fibers. Anytime you get it past 0.25 with fibers, they can be problematic to bend. And I haven't glued this down yet. I'm going to do that. The fiber that you have to get a heat gun, and you just touch the heat gun, you get some gloves, and bend it into how you would like it to. The fiber that go, the flow of the fiber. And it does take a lot of planning. You can't just jump into fibers and say, let me just start putting them in. You got to have a plan of how you're going to light them up, how you're going to run them, where you want to put the holes. And that brings us to this part. This part here. Now, this is the one. The fiber that, since these are going to be blinking with the all, this is going to be an example of just using a clear white light. Now, obviously, you don't want all of your, all of your fibers to be, that's another thing. When you're working on it, I suggest don't do like me and get a clear one. Get a black thing to work with, because you won't be able to see the darn thing. You lose these fibers, they fall on the floor. Oh my goodness. See, that's a smaller one. The fiber that make you go nuts. Right? Okay, so cut. The fiber that, I don't know. The fiber that, okay, here we go. So, the fiber that, I'm going into a red area right here, red. The fiber that, red. So, what I do is, the fiber that, you get the meter color. The fiber that, this takes patience. You can't do fiber in one day. The fiber that you have to have a clear, make sure your mind is clear. The fiber that stress-free spot. The fiber that very low probability of someone coming by and bothering you. The fiber that dip it in. Now notice I went a little bit further back. Now there's a reason for that. As you see, you gotta let the fiber dry. And then when we come to put it back in, this is where it becomes a little bit of a headache. The fiber that to make this bulb here. The fiber that little melted a little so it holds in place. Now, the fiber that why? The fiber that that's one way of doing it. The fiber that I'm going to do it because the bulbs are going to show a little in here. The fiber that there is another way. The fiber that would be you place them in here. The fiber that I've already done trial and error. I was using my old the fiber match trick, and well, it didn't turn out too well with these fibers. The smaller you get, the matches don't. The fire doesn't really. The fiber that is quick, it's easy, but not the best. The fiber that anything. The fiber that I'm all over the place. I know, folks. The fiber that put it in from this side, so you know you're going into the right one. You turn it around and do it. The holes you just sitting there for a while. The fiber that now the reason why I do it is I want it to catch. I find the other way would be you pull it all the way in. The fiber that just the back of it. Then you come back. So you would put it in here, come back, clip it, let it all glue in place, and come with a pair of the fiber that that's very fine I have a pep here. The fiber that is I bought these to use with the fiber that so very the fiber that nice. And the very fine pair of little clip snip, and you would cut it there, and then it would just be flush with that. The fiber that I don't do that is I find that it's very hard to then come back and paint. See, we would do this. The fiber that I like that. The fiber that wait where it's almost done. Okay. The fiber that flush. You get some glue. The fiber that fuck. now we have put all the fibers in and painted them up and glued them down. Now you might be in a state of a panic attack at this point, looking at this mess that you now created and going, oh, I wish I would have left it alone. Well, don't panic, because I panicked a couple of times I've done this. But we are going to straighten out this big mess of wires. And if you happen to notice some of your bulbs are a little bit too high, it's not going to be a problem. Don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. Okay, they're being glued in. They're going to dry. We may have to, all we have to do is to repaint. And that's when we get these little special brushes, and you'll just touch them up. And I'll show you all that, because you got to let it dry. Now, you let this son of a gun dry. You really let it dry. Not for an hour, for 24 hours. Both for the model and for you. And stop looking at it. Don't keep going back looking at it, because you'll get yourself a panic attack. Don't do it. It's going to be all right. When you panic is when you're going to put it in the model. That's where the panicking comes in for me. It sure does. But we're model builders. And remember, all you got to do is cut it in the back and drill it out if something went wrong at this point. You already put the holes in the thing, so it'll be all right. It will be all right. Everything's going to be fine. And if you notice during the fast forward, I switched over to the, I dropped that darn bottle cap. I switched over to the cord soldering iron that I don't really, I'm afraid, because it really gets hot. And if I hit that, I'll hit the high heavens, because, well, batteries died in this one. It won't stay charged. Yep. But I guess that's just for little jobs, not for like this. And during the video, I did make the bulbs all first, and then I put them in. I'm going to tell you I made a couple of mistakes that I did make in this. Is that, one, I should have let the paint dry before putting it onto here and putting the glue in. I should have done that. You know, I wanted to get the, well, anyhow, model rule, don't rush. But that's a lesson learned. So when you're doing this, let the paint dry, then put the glue and put them in, and you won't have to clean it up like I had to do. Always keep a good rag and some turpentine around. You'll be all right. I also make these, I use them too. It's these special wipes for, and try to get it for you. Well, knock that down. Just knocked all my bulbs down. This is what we're gonna. Lord, is hell getting old. Oh, every time I bend over, I see the Miracle brand paint wipes. A great tool for the model builder. My wife and I gotta go to Home Depot today, so I'm gonna pick up some more bag of my rags. Yeah. Alrighty. Anyhow, it's Sunday. I'm going to take a break from all this. Go see my mother. My wife is making her some lima beans with some cornbread. She's going to enjoy that. And we'll spend the day with the family. Did this in the morning. And I'll go to church later, and that'll be that. I'll see y'all back after all this dries. Good to get an insulated glove for this when you're doing the fibers. And you want to keep them away. You don't want to melt. You kind of just want to go to the tip and just apply heat and start bending it down. You're going to need to have this vent in order to get it inside of the part. You see how it's bending? But don't go like up on it. Just kind of keep it like this, so it'll turn like burnt spaghetti. And you kind of then go a little bit by the glove, so it's kind of dry, and then that's it. And that'll be bending the fiber. Of course, let it cool, and you can go and push down on it so it's nice and right where you want it to be. And then you have to do the other side. I'm going to kind of grab them in sides because, well, just, you can take your time with it because, you know, we're going to have to adjust it and use the smaller ones. Really, the one that like threads, you wouldn't have to do this, but I cannot stand working with those little things. Maybe it's because I got big hands. I don't know. I don't know. But I find that they're more trouble than they're worth. That's just me. And they're like, just keep it a little distance, and there it is. And now they're nice and let them cool down. Don't start going hog wild and start putting them into a light just yet. Let them cool down, and we're going to talk about what happens over here next, where you got now some of the wires didn't glue right and they came up. What the heck am I supposed to do there? You know, and all that. So all that'll be explained. It's not that big of a deal. Trust me, it's not. And you know, with the bulbs up right here, when the bulbs are kind of high, you know, oh man, I didn't want my bulbs. I wanted them kind of in there. All that can be dealt with. It just takes time to work on the fibers, and some people like the bulbs out. Me personally, I like to have them in, not out. And basically what you do is, let me show you real quick. You can go ahead and do that right now. You can get this bulb right here. It's one pair of snips. This is one of the most, I dropped something over there. I'll find out what that is in a minute. You just cut it. Cut it and get that part out of it. And you'll have to go back and just paint that dot yellow. Remember, they're already glued in. Okay, that's the part of gluing them. And when we paint these, some of them went in, but we know what color it is. So we'll just go back with the little yellow tip. Sorry. Right here is where we cut. And we'll go back with the little yellow tip. And we'll just paint that tip right there yellow. And that's basically, so I got this camera. That's basically how you do it. And let's do so get our little yellow out here. And I'll do this around the little paint here. Try not to put too much paint on it. Just enough to tap it yellow. You come right back into it where we just cut this piece right here. You tap it yellow. And that's it. Now it's flush. Now it's flush. It's back yellow. I'll do another color. So you can do that. Let's say there's blue right here. Show them on the camera. There's blue right here. You simply cut the blue like that. Okay. Now the blue right here is flush. Come back, get your color. You can take your glove off now. I just didn't do it yet. One thing is gonna end. Make it blue. On where I was at. Oops. No, nope. Oh, there it is. Okay, now it's blue. And since I got blue already, come back and do this one right here. So I'm going to cut this like that. Okay. And come back. And we're going to make it blue and let that dry. And that's how you deal with the bulbs that come up. Then as far as the fiber is concerned, the ones that came out, well, you just have to re-glue those, find those, and we're just going to come here and put some more glue on it. Let them glue and let it dry. Then we'll continue to cut these while those dry, and then we'll have a solid. All these will be nice and flush then. That'll be that, and then we'll light her up. So we'll be back. It's a time-consuming thing, but it can be done. It can be done. Okay, so now our next step, now that the drying is complete, don't drop it like that. So our little spaghetti over here, all the fibers, we're going to bend them down like this, and we're going to heat it with the heat gun. You may want to get like some gloves or something to just protect your hand while you do this. And what we're doing is we're bending them towards how we're going to put them in the model, the direction. And the reason we use the canopy glue, you don't need, you got to be, see how they're already bending? You got to get it right there. We use the canopy glue because that glue, and that's basically what happened here. Now we have bended our strains, and they're bent, and now they can flow backwards towards where we need them to. And you'll just continue to do that around the model till all the fibers is bent. Then we can bring it in one place. Just be kind of careful how you heat it up, and you can kind of, after it's heat, you can kind of mold it to bend in the direction you want to. You don't want to melt the thing. You can melt it if you don't watch it. Trust me, you can melt it if you don't watch it. I've been there, done that. Might do it again. Probably would be best if I just figure out where my gloves are at. Do this. Cut. Okay, now our next step after putting the heat to the fiber, you're going to go in the back of them because some of them are going to come out, and when we go to the next step where we try to secure the fibers in place, some of them may not. We got to cut off some of the bulbs that came out. This will ensure that it's kind of double protection, that the fibers are glued in place. Again, I'm using the canopy glue because canopy glue is very flexible, and we're trying to mitigate the breaking of the fibers. If you use regular glue, more likely than not, it makes the fibers become hard, and then the fibers break. Canopy glue is very flexible. It dries clear, so there's no interference with the light that's going to come through. And you're just going to apply this and let this dry till it's clear, and you know it's nice and dry. And you can get this at your local hobby store if you have one. Always try to go to the local mom and pop hobby store. I know they're going to pay a little bit more, but you know what you're really paying for? The expertise of the people that work there. Chuck's the one that put me onto this canopy glue at Hub Hobby. In the end, as a model builder, I never heard of it. And so I'm passing it on. And it was primarily for those paragraphic stickers that we'll be doing in the next cockpit modification with the 3D Falcon Clear cockpit modification version 2. We're going to be doing that on the channel. But I wanted to do one with just all the stock. That I recommend the 3D Falcon, but this can work. But anyhow, back to the canopy glue. Canopy glue was really it helps with those stickers. And what I mean is gluing the fibers to the stickers, because they glue clear. And they're flexible, like Chuck says. Okay, and we get this nice on here and let this dry, And then we'll come back and we'll show you what happens when you got bulbs sticking out on the other side and you're like, oh man, this doesn't look good. How to clear that up. Remember, fiber takes time. It's something that even if you have all day to work with it, you're going to have to let it dry. It's done in steps. So if you're in a rush to build the model, or you're someone that like me that doesn't have patience, fiber probably isn't the best choice. But I'm learning patience with fiber. But in the end, it's going to produce what we're looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and let this dry and we'll come back. Okay, now everything's nice and dry here. We switch the camera. There we go. Nice and dry. Came out, clipped them, and I painted them. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have to light them up into the fibers. So you divide your fibers into 2 zones, one on each side. I'll help run it through the part. What I do is get a pair of scissors and I even them out. I'm going to go make sure I get all the fibers basically at the same, because the light's got to touch the fiber. So you want to make sure that all the fibers are being able to, without pulling it out, heat up there. And you see, like this one here is a little bit, bunch of magnets with this stuff. Okay. Then we take our 3mm and this is our little tube. I'm going to put it in. And sometimes some of them want to come out. No big deal, you just push them back up in there. Cram them in there. You don't want it too tight and you don't want it too small. It's got to be a just right approach. And the lights in my studio aren't the best right now. Just have one go out as this hit film. So. Okay. Alrighty. May have to use 3 of these. Because it looks like it's like a couple of them. May not be any more room at the end. Go in here. We'll find out. Yeah. And I've been able to get the loose ones in there. Now, would they light up? That's a I got to go in. Okay, good. Okay. We're basically going to do the same thing over here on this side. Fine. Good spot to clip. You can use your regular screw clips too. It doesn't matter. And then with the sprue clips, they like to go flying. So I use regular scissors. Here. Okay. Don't want anything go flying by the dog. Yeah. This one's got to be split up into definitely 2 more. So I gotta get another white light. So there's gonna be 3 of them. Definitely not gonna make it into one. Okay. Try to get that in here and trying to see it at the same time. Splitting them up into 3 now. Oh, hey, what's that about? Wait a minute. If I had 20-year-old eyes, I'd be all right. I gotta lift it up, folks. No way I'm gonna be able to see this. Right there. Lift it up, it really helps out. This in here, okay. Go ahead and just yeah, we're just going to put these over here because there's just they're not going to go in there nice and easy. I want them too bad because this is where I wanted them to. But sometimes you just can't get what you want. It comes to model building. I'm going to move off the camera so I could see. I think I gotta. I don't know why, because it's got room. Yeah, what's wrong with you? Whatever you do, if you have a stubborn one, don't use oil. Oh. You talk about you'll regret that. It just really is too tight. It is really tight. I got these in there. And we're going to go ahead and free this one up. Put it over here with this club. And try to take some of these out. I don't want to cross them. So let's see here. Do this. Okay. Put those together. Okay. And then we'll put those together. These are all the same. Oh, they'll. Oh. All right, that's good. Okay, they're in there. Now we'll just use this last one right here. That's what I wanted to do. I kind of wanted to keep them in the same group. I didn't want to put one away over here, over there. That wouldn't be something good to do. Okay. Now we get them all nice and in there. I'm going to go get the bulbs and okay, well, I got all the I got the cockpit parts out. Everything that we need for the cockpit. These are the 3 pieces we're going to use in our next video for assembly and tying into the electrics. And we're going to show you how to tie it into the Falcon stock board. So that's in the back, but we got all that. Now I am personally using the 3D Falcon design, which will be coming to the channel, the design I'm using. So I've showed a couple of versions on my channel. The first cockpit design was using paragraphics with the top, 3D Falcon with the back, and putting some LEDs and really lighting up if you want it to flash. But I realize that some folks, you know, may want to just use the standard all the standard lights and modify their board. So I've come up with this video for you. And basically what's happened here is, again, we've ran some fibers the bulb I'm using, and I'll put all this in the link of the video. This special bulb, it's a different color changing bulb, so the colors change. And on the cockpit, colors are all changing. I'll turn off the light so you can see. And I put a blue flashing light in the middle. And I kind of lit up the sides of them there. And all this is done is with fiber. Again, the standard stock ports. And then here is the part we've been working on, the top piece. See how they're just nice, and they got the lights on the side. And what I did was that right here, I put a slow strobe light to make it look like in the Falcon they have some electrical problems in the cockpit. But you can go ahead and just replace these 3 bulbs with the standard LED solid white, and they will light up just like these on the side. And then over here for the back, we're just using the standard lights that come with the Falcon. Okay, so again, that's how we're looking. And I'm going to go into the other camera so you can kind of get a different view of the lights, how they came out. And that's the colors that we've been coloring and putting them in and lighting them out, including the back, heating up the fiber. And here is just a different view of the cockpit with the blue flashing light and the different changing colors. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you what's doing the final part of this, part 2, because this part would have just been too long. In part 2 that's coming up, my next video on this, we're going to do the installation into the Falcon. Put all of these in, put in piece so you can see exactly how it looks in the cockpit. But also we're going to show you how to tie all of this electrics into the wire that leads for the cockpit into the circuit board. So you wouldn't even have to buy a different type of circuit board. But again, I highly recommend the 3D Falcon. And you'll see why when I build that video. But I got to get back to the hold because I got some things I have to do to the hold. The modifications of it, it's taking a little bit of time. But hey, that's what we call the model building. I may have the same shirt on, but it's been a long journey. Putting these fibers in, testing his lights. In the little time I had, it took about 1 month to get all of this done, working here and there, mostly on the weekends and at night. But you see it's been done. Whoa. Makes you exhausted. Not to mention everything else going on in my life. But hey, you can't make an omelet without cracking a few eggs. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't subscribed, I ask that you do so. And please leave a like and a comment or two. And I'll see you the next time. May the good news be yours. Like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. Thank you for watching, and may the good news be yours. Check out these other videos from my channel.